excited I am about the traffic, but I'm just excited to go to Malibu and get some fun and... I don't have to worry about fitting or not fitting the doorway. And I can still do my thing here, so ready.
Okay, come back in a few minutes.
Thank you. I'll yell out if I need you.
All right, thanks. Ready?
Yes. Ready.
It is then.
Ready to take a shower and get going. Doesn't it roll in so easy, Gabby?
Yeah, great.
At least it feels really smooth for me when you push me.
Well, it does for me too, and it's easier, and I'm happy I don't have to have big muscles to do this.
I know. Because you can't carry me, so thanks to this, we can travel together and
Yeah, it's great. It's
I
awesome.
don't have to worry about not being able to transfer.
Okay, let's do it.
From this side? How easy that is. That's awesome. Thank you.
Take this away so you can just do your thing. Get your way, and I'll get you some soap,
Washcloth.
washcloth, and let me know if you need anything else.
I will. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll let you know when I need to get out.
Great.
Gabby, I'm done.
Wow, that was fast.
I know. I was just trying to hurry so we can get going.
What a thing to do.
I'm watching my feet. Here. We're good. Look at that. So easy. There we go.
And so, do you know what you want to do first?
I think we should just go grab lunch first.
Okay.
So we can maybe go to the beach, but I'm kind of hungry. It'd be a nice place to catch up with Christina, and then
Yeah.
from there we can go to the beach.
It's gonna be fun. Okay.
Before performing the lift, engage the brake on the bed. Then, lower the rail on the side that will be receiving the lift. Move the resident and wheelchair as close to the bed as possible. Engage the wheel locks on the wheelchair. Move the front riggings out of the way. Position the sling on the resident. Have the resident lean forward in the chair. Take the sling and slide it behind the resident with the smooth surface against the resident's body and the grab handles outside. The sling should be positioned between the top of the resident's head and the base of the spine. Make sure it's straight and parallel to the resident's shoulders. Push the bottom of the sling down to the seat. Position the straps as far forward in the seat as possible. Have the resident lean back in the chair. Lift one of the resident's legs. Reach under and pull the sling out until it's just behind the resident's knee, about 3 inches. Repeat the procedure for the other leg. Be sure that the sling is clear of the wheelchair's front corners. Move the lift into place. Make sure that the lift's legs are in the maximum open position for stability. Use the shifter handle to open the legs of the lift. Position the lift so it's over the wheelchair. Lower the boom so you can attach the sling to the swivel bar. Lock the rear casters to secure the lift. Position the swivel bar so that it's parallel with the resident's shoulders for proper attachment. Then, attach the sling. First, attach the straps that are by the resident's legs to the front of the swivel bar. Just make sure that you use the same color straps for both legs. Attach the top straps securely to the swivel bar hooks that are closest to the resident. Again, making sure you use the same color straps for both sides. Make sure the resident's arms are inside the sling. Unlock the rear casters. Press the up button on the hand pendant to elevate the swivel bar and put a slight amount of tension on the sling. Double check to make sure that all sling straps are properly attached to the swivel bar. If they are not, lower the sling and fix them. Start the transfer. Press the up button on the hand pendant until the resident rises to a point just above the wheelchair. During the transfer, the other caregiver can use the sling handles to maneuver the resident. Use the push handles to slowly move the resident toward the bed. Rotate and position the resident over the middle of the bed. Press the down button on the hand pendant to lower the resident onto the bed. Once the resident's full weight is on the bed, lock the lift's rear casters. And unhook the sling from the swivel bar. Unlock the casters and move the lift away from the bed. Remove the sling.
Okay. Got it? Yes, all good.
Hi, I'm Beth Doman. I'm the Healthcare Services Director at New Horizons Village, and today we're going to be doing the short training on the Hoyer lift, newly purchased by New Horizons Village for some of our residents who are becoming non-ambulatory and need assistance being transferred.
Hello, my name is Trina Romeo. I work in the Health Services Department. I do a lot of the training. And I will assist with the Hoyer lift procedure. This is the Hoyer lift. This is going to assist us with getting the patient out of the bed and into the bed onto either a jerry chair, a shower chair, or a wheelchair. The wheelchair or the jerry chair will be placed in the proper position for moving the resident. Okay, we want to make sure that we stabilize the unit. You want to have everything locked down in position tightly, and then check it after you lock the wheels. Okay, that is locked. These are called the stabilizer bars. This is the narrow position that you can use for moving, getting around into a tight space, or fitting underneath something that's smaller. However, when we start moving the resident from the bed, we really want to make sure that we open this by stepping down and stabilizing, so that's very important. The battery pack is all the power, and that gets charged when it's going to be sitting. You're going to also be making sure that the sling is not frayed, and that the battery operation, that the 4 bars are there, and that you know you have a full battery. To remove the battery pack and replace it, place your hand down here to stabilize it. You're going to lift up, and that is the whole battery pack. To place it back in, you're going to line up the little metal and let it lower, and you can hear that it's clicked in. And I believe we can start the procedure now. This is the sling. This is the inside that will be to the resident, because it doesn't have any loops. So the smooth side to the resident. Then you're going, this is the top to the shoulder. We will be rolling the resident towards the window, towards Beth, and I'll be placing this underneath the resident, and then we'll roll the other way. support you while you're that way. Okay. Yeah, there you go. All right. Now the resident is in the center of the sling. We'll lower the Hoyer lift. Just pick the arrow that says lower. And it's going to be fairly low because we have to be able to put the hooks onto there. And you may have to reposition the Hoyer so that you can actually get a little bit closer up. Okay? And of course, relock.
You're going to wrap the leg straps around the back of the thigh. Lift the leg.
And then you're going to go through, and each person has a crisscross. Okay.
There's 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, that will eventually be color-coded so you'll know which color for each specific resident. I'm going to loop on to the bar, push down on the black tab,
Take a second, the middle one.
and loop.
And if the person that you're working with puts it on the center, that's the wrong position. They need to put it on the back section. The center is not going to be used in this case. We're going to use the same corresponding loop. She's on the first loop, so I'm also going to go to the first loop, and I have to place the tab down, and then we're in the middle loop, and now she's in the sling. You might want to look at and see how much space there is now between the person and where you're going to be lifting them, and if you have to adjust it to a lower one, then just stop and adjust it to the lower one. Now we're going to raise the resident, and we're both going to be watching that she's supported. This bar, as she comes up off the bed, her head will be coming close to this bar. It is cushioned, but the upper portion is not, so we must be very careful about that. Now we're going to raise. We're going to be going up now. You're going in a sling. It's like swinging, like when you were a kid. Okay. Is everything okay? We're doing pretty good. Yes. And I will continue. Now, in this case, we have to lower the bed a little bit more because we did have to raise it slightly for the leg on the other side. Now, we're going to unlock and move her over to the side. You have to come this way. So I am maneuvering it. Now that we're out of the way of the bed, I'm going to open up the bar again for a better placement for the chair. Press the gate. There we are open now. I need to come over a little bit this way. Double check that the locks on the jerry chair are on. Now that we're in position, we're going to relock the wheels on the Hoyer lift, and we're going to recheck the wheels on the jerry chair. Your team member can help you with that. We're going to lower you now into the jerry chair.
can use your knee for support for the resident.
And now we're watching here when we're lowering it to disconnect, and you can stop there, and then you can stop. You want to hold the bar while you're taking this off, or it's going to go into the person. Press down on the little tab as you're taking it off. And now it can be raised to be out of the way. Very good. Remove the Hoyer lift from the resident and then remove this. Do it that way. Okay. And now we're going to remove the sling from behind the person and under the person. First you have to uncrisscross the legs, and it helps to slide it under a little bit so that it's out of the way. Now you can ask the resident to move forward, and we can remove the whole sling. And there you have your patient or resident moved to a sitting position.
Okay, so today we're going to demonstrate the sitting to standing lift. This particular brand is by Arjo Huntley, and they call this, actually it's a Sarah lift, a standing and raising lift, or aid, standing and raising aid, or I think this one is actually called the Encore, is another one that you will hear it referred to. In terms of lifts, this lift actually has an on and off button here, so at the bottom, the green button to make sure it works. In addition, it has controls for raising and lowering and widening the base support of the lift around bed casters or chair legs. It's a handheld control, or it can be actually used on the machine as well. Just as the other lifts are, we always use two people when we're working the lift, and the one person is to work the lift, and the other person's responsibility is to ensure client safety. The Sarah lift, or the Encore lift that we have here today, must be used, can only be used with clients who are able to understand simple commands and who are able to bear weight on at least one leg and are capable of sitting independently without somebody else supporting them. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is ensure that we put on the safety belt around Carmen. And safety belts are measured according to size, and for this particular belt, yellow is the color that would suit Carmen best. The belt should be secure but not tight around Carmen's waist. Before we use the lift as well, clients should always have shoes on, sturdy shoes, not slippers, not soft feet. Okay, so I'm going to maneuver the lift, first widening the legs at the bottom of the lift. And one way to use this lift is to make sure that one of the legs is on one side of the bed caster and the other is on the other side. Okay? I'm going to lower the handrail as well. And now I'm going to actually move the lift into my client. And Tracy is going to ensure, because I can't see, that the client is able to lift their feet onto the support and go close to the leg but not tight, so that room can be sitting there. Okay? Now, the brakes must be on because we've positioned our client. And the other thing I'm going to do is lower the railing, and because I can't see, Tracy's going to make sure that the railing is within reach for Carmen.
ask you to put your hands up and hold this.
It's important to note when we are lowering this that Carmen's shoulders are at a good level and that she's not raising her shoulders up. So actually I think she could probably, it could go down one little bit. Okay? When we are actually lifting our client, it's really important to do steady motion rather than that jerking motion because it can make clients very nervous. Okay, the next component with our brakes on is we're going to secure the strap. And these straps are held in by little teeth, so we loosen them. And then pull taut so that she feels supported and that it's done evenly, and Tracy's doing that now.
So where we're pulling, there are teeth integrated here, so in order for us to release the tension, we must lift up on the rope to disengage the teeth. When we're putting it into place, we're pulling and pushing down to engage the teeth.
Okay, so with our brakes on and our safety belt intact, on 3, we are going to assist Carmen from sitting to standing. And it's very important that Tracy and I work collaboratively, but that we also work collaboratively with Carmen, because it can be a very scary feeling for a client to be lifted up. So Carmen, it's important that you hold on, and when you get the opportunity, I want you to stand as if you are standing erect yourself, okay? The machine will help you, but to stand straight, okay? And in one motion we'll go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're standing. Here we are. Perfect. And she's there. So she's ready to go, and Tracy is monitoring her, and the goal is this chair behind me. So I'm going to back up. And so we're moving Carmen over, backing her into the chair, and Tracy's watching to ensure. And we want to move it as close as possible so her legs, can you point, Tracy, are not completely touching the chair right there. So now we're going to unload. So I'm going to lock my lift into position, and again Tracy's going to help to guide Carmen's back into the chair, and on 3 in one steady motion, Carmen, we're going to go down. So I'd like you to just keep your hands on there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So now Carmen is seated, and we are going to again let go, and we're going to unlock the teeth like that. We can loosen the belt. Okay. And I'm going to lift up the machine, unlock my brakes,
And just lift your feet, Carmen.
and we can remove the belt. There you go, Carmen. Now, in some instances where the client may just be sitting on a commode chair or a toilet, we might choose to leave the belt on, but in this situation, Carmen would like to sit in the chair for a while and does not need to have the belt on.